Howdy, howdy, y'all. It's Sir Cowpoke, and welcome on back to Valheim Build Edition, where today we're standing on top of our latest build, the Great Viking Vault. That turned out amazing. It's all underground and stuff, and I'm on top enjoying a beverage. It's amazing. If you've not seen this episode, go check it out right now. It was a great little build. It turned out phenomenal. But today we're going to be expanding and building up Town Square. Finally, the whole point of building over here in the Black Forest is because the town square, I loved it. I love the pillars and everything else where the elder are summoned. And now I need to build it and actually make it in town square because now we have a town. We have Cowtown. And so we have to finish that up by building that up. So I'm going to head on over to the square, see you over there, and we're going to pull up some ideas. So without further delay, let's get to riding. And here it is, the great town square of Cowtown, the elder summoning spot, the summoning square. This thing with the fire that summons the town elder and will destroy everything if we actually did that, which my buddies keep threatening to do, and I will. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. But anyways, I was talking to Odysseus a while back about how we want to build up town square, and we came up with a couple ideas. So I'm going to start working on it. So it's going to be like an actual covered section. We are going to, you can see there's an outline here. There's some thought process with that. This is going to turn out kind of cool. I have a couple ideas for that. This is going to have to move though. The obliterator, I'm going to have to stick that somewhere. You're going to have to be moved somewhere. But yeah, I have a couple of cool ideas for this. And so what I'm going to start off doing is trying to play with how the towers are going to interlock, make sure everything is even, because we're going to connect each tower together and have a little covered section. So I'm going to get straight doing that, and I'm going to build up one of these towers and see how that looks. Alright, so after we actually got this like boxed out, so you can actually get a good little box. I brought this out a little bit more. Going this way would turn out a little bit better. Sticks out a little too far, but I think that'll be okay. What we're running into, which is the biggest issue, is how these pillars are not perfectly in a square. And the hardest thing to do here is making these that way. I mean, the two things could be done with this. And I'm trying to think about which way I want to do it. I can just pillar these out and put like decorations and stuff on them, and then have a different deal around them. That way there's everything fits better. Everything will look nicer because we're going to be using these guys. You're not going to be able to see that. That's going to look horrible. I don't want that. So I'm going to change and play around a couple other ideas. You saw me build this whole thing out. You can map it out, but it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It's not gonna like it. I'm not going to like it. So I'm going to knock this all out. And with the sun going down, I'm going to play with some other ideas. And we'll see how that goes from there. So this is what I came up with instead of that little box thing. It's still a box, and remember, this is just an outline, just an outline. This bottom section, I don't know, it might stay, it might not. It probably won't. It's mainly going to be there for a couple guides. So this way, I curved around each corner. That way, it's still a perfect box because it gives me a good foundation, good layout. So that way, I can actually gauge on how I'm going to do the little connections and stuff like that, and I can still have these perfect, or these nice boxed in sections that go up the pillar, and so I can decorate the pillars and everything else. I think it's going to turn out really great on that. But yeah, so I think that's going to turn out pretty well. And you probably have noticed this square here. This has been here for a little while now. So this is going to be like an idea on how that's going to go. But we need to get rid of you. So let's go ahead and move you. I want to move you. Why can't I move you? Missing requirement crafting station. Oh, I think I need to grab this. Can I do it from way back here? Let's see. No. Go, sir. Aha! I did it! It has been destroyed. All right, so where the hell am I gonna put the obliterator? I need a spot for the obliterator. This will just. I mean, I could put the obliterator here and build like a little. I'm gonna have to probably do that. Build the obliterator here, and then build like this like stone like garbage disposal or something for over here. For now, I'm gonna put you there, and then I'm probably gonna build like some type of. Ooh, I can face like that way. And put like some protections, wall protections, like it will be like the garbage spot or something. Or there might be another spot that might be make a little bit more sense for it. Don't know. So now what I'm going to be doing, what this is, I want to build up one of the towers and show you how that's going to look. We're going to build one all the way up and grab some more wood. And yeah, and then I'm going to show you like some inline, so I'll at least get one up, and then we'll go from there. There we go. We got 4 boxed in towers. They're gonna be it's gonna be filled in with these guys, the dark woods and stuff. So I'll have to when I grab the tar and the fine wood, they're gonna go all the way up. I think that's gonna look really cool. It's gonna look pretty slick. So the next thing I am gonna be working on, because I got those filled out, I am gonna go back through the towers. I'm just mainly doing outlines. I always do with outlines. Use up the cheap resources first to get the idea out the way. Then you come back and finish it up. But so next I'm going to be doing the actual canopy section. This is going to be a little bit trickier. I am going to be doing these guys in here, and I'm actually going to be doing where are you? Where is it? These guys. These guys are going to go in here, but I'm going to have to try to gauge how tall I'm going to want this, and this is going to be kind of tricky, because there's not supposed to be anything in the middle for support. There might end up being something. I'm trying to work around that, trying to make sure that doesn't happen. So it's going to be an interesting type of roof in order to support itself and everything, so it can't be like too crazy. So I'm going to be building out a structural outline and trying to get a roof frame up here. It's going to take a lot more wood and everything else, so which I'm actually low on, so I'm going to be harvesting, bouncing back. So I will see y'all once the outline for the roof is done. While I'm up here, putting up the outline of the roof just to see how this works out. I think the roof is gonna have to be kind of, I fell down. I'll get back around, I'll get back up there. You can see I'm doing something kind of unique because of how the turns are. I need to grab this wood while I'm down here. I put these in here because one, I've always liked the look of that. And everything else, and then it also supposedly gives like better support, because you can see these little angle cuts because of how these things are bent and everything else. The roof's gonna have to be kind of funky. I think it's still gonna work. It's still gonna piece together great. I think it's gonna look amazing when it's all said and done. But I'm gonna show you just real quick how I'm doing that. Let's see here. Boom. Get back around. Come on, don't fall down, please. Okay. Alright. Go back over here before the sun goes down, and then I can finish it up. So I see you got one. I got one there, and then what I do from there, I'll put this guy where he belongs, which I believe is there. And then I'll put the other piece. Stop shaking. There, and so it just cuts right in. Because if you do it in any other way than that, like you put like there, you're gonna have that little gap, and you're gonna have, it's not gonna like mold very well. So I think just having it this way is making it like turn out pretty decently when it comes to the roof. So the sun's going down, so you can't see much, but I just wanted to show you that little section how I'm doing this little roof. I'm gonna come start putting like cross beams in here and everything else. Like this is going to be a decent sized dome, so it's going to be kind of interesting in how I'm going to have this done. I might have to do a little actual playing around. So once I get the full outline, the full grid on here, because I'm just sitting here playing how this is going to turn out, then I'll show you what that looks like there at the end. And yay, now the fog's in here. Thanks, fog. So here's the roof that I was able to put together. It is a monstrosity cluster, and you can fill in the gaps on that one. But it actually looks really cool, really does. I was sitting here trying to play out with some different ideas, different designs, and everything else. And like I said, I didn't want any pillars in the middle, so I was like, I need to be able to reinforce this as best as possible. So I came back in here. As you can see, I did a steel out frame. So I did the steel post, the whatchamacallit, these guys, the wood iron poles. Outlined each of these corners with that, so it gives it full structure and support all the way in. We'll see once I start filling in for the actual roof part to make sure that it actually should hold everything. If not, I'm gonna have to come around this entire top section with the iron. I have plenty of iron, so that shouldn't be a problem. I just don't want to do that because I want to do like the really nice whatchamacallit, black wood, these things, or the dark wood. I want to do the dark wood, and I'm afraid that might get in the way, and I don't want to do that. But I might play with a couple ideas just in case I have to do that. Then I'll figure something out for that, so no issues there. But I think it turned out really cool. I feel like I wanted a vent as well, and so that middle section right there, it's actually going to be hollow. When it rains, it should just like rain right over this guy. It shouldn't actually be too much of an issue there, especially where everything else should be covered, so it shouldn't get rained on. But everything else is going to be covered, and I'm going to do it with black tar and stuff. But I wanted to show y'all how this all worked. You can see how I did all the angles all the way up and then connected. Each one of those is identical on each side. And then over here you have there, all the way there, and all the way there. And then I connected all the way around because that gives it some more support. As you can see, because of these bends, how I have that bent in, it doesn't really mesh the same once you get up in the air when you start shrinking everything down. So you can see that there are some little bit of janky things, but it's still turning out great, and it still turned out, hey, if you look at the center, it's symmetrical. I mean, it's still symmetrical. Not one side is longer than the other. It's still, everything fits. Everything's actually pretty balls on, pretty square, pretty everything. So it works. You can see there's a little gap like there and maybe in some spots, but all in all, once you actually get the full roof in, all that's going to get covered up anyways, especially when you start covering up with the roof. So all those little inner details and stuff. If y'all know or seen or anything like that, or even done roofs like this before, especially with these big turn-ins, and then try to mimic it upstairs, any ideas or thoughts maybe for future big builds? Because this is definitely the biggest roof I've ever made, especially domed like this, because it's a big giant dome with no other pillars. It was definitely a challenge, but it was fun to do. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to paste this all in with the roof, do the outlines, and then we're going to check out what that looks like when all that's done. So I'll be right back, y'all, with that whole section. And here we are with a full-on roof. Man, that took a lot of tar. A lot of tar. But we managed to get a full domed roof. It actually looks really, really cool. I got the little gaps there for more venting and the little thing up there. And I also went ahead and did this. I did all the arches around the entire things. And every pillar, I thought this was really cool. Looks a really cool design. Get that Celtic vibe in there. Plus, that helps protect the wood and everything as well. But it looks really, really cool. I got it all around, all four sides. Even though you can't really see it, you got to stick to that detail. But these arches look so cool. Like, once I finally got all these pieces in here, it just looked amazing. Now, filling it in, you look underneath here, you see a couple gaps like there and there. I just couldn't quite get it perfect. I might go up there after a while and try to get it as close as I can. Maybe fill up a couple of gaps here and there. But I was just running low on tar, and I was like, I have a lot more to do and everything. But with the metal that's coming out of the box frames, with those types of textures, it just really kind of brings it all together. It's really nice. It turned out pretty cool. And if you look in the outside, looking in, it makes it really ginormous. I mean, look at how big that is. Covered sections, and its monstrosity is just dwarfs everything that I have in Cowtown. This thing is massive, but yet I love it. It fits. It's like it's town square. It's where it's supposed to be. I got a lot more extra little details to do, so I will check you all out at the end of the ride. Alrighty, y'all, here we are at the end of the ride. We have completed Town Square, and here I am in my chair. The screen just keeps shaking for whatever reason. I don't know why. Every time I sit in this chair, it does. So I'm going to stand up so it says, ah, stop shaking. I don't know why it does that, but it does it. I don't know why it does that. I moved that chair around. Anyways, I got my grog. I got that. We got our Yule tree with presents because it is Christmas time. It is Xmas time, the holidays. So we got to be festive. We got presents everywhere. We got Yule trees. This place turned out really, really cool. We got our flags all over the place. That just adds a little bit more texture, more touches and everything. And I got the it's a square table, not a round table. Square table. And we got it covered with foods, drinks, and more presents. And I decided to build like 2 like little full food stalls and everything, so we can have like food or something. People can meet there, and like little town square. People come over and they can sell their goods or whatever. I don't know. But we got another Yule tree with some presents, more presents. You gotta have all them presents. You can't have Xmas with all the presents, without all the presents. And then we got ourselves a fermenter out here so we can get all that cooking. Another Yule tree. It just turned out really nice. I'll give you a little tour in the outside. Like, everything just turned out really cool. If you look at it from over here, that's just super cool looking, isn't it? That just turned out great. You got all the like the Celtic stuff. You got all the details. Then you come inside, like nice little town square with the shaky throne. I don't know why it shakes. It just does. Like, I moved it everywhere. I still don't know why. And you look straight up and you have a good venting up there. It just turned out really nice. I really enjoy that. Let's get up here and get a really good look at it. From up here. Oh, I mean, check that out. That is just super cool. The nice little Christmas tree down there. I really think the build turned out great. If you think so too, leave a comment down below and let me know. Subscribe to Join the Posse and click that bell as well so you do not miss any more rides and any more builds just like this one. And I appreciate y'all so much. And I'm going to call it there. And I'll catch you all on the next ride.